Welcome to High History, the show where we get lifted while digging deep into the past. This isn't your high school textbook history. No dusty dates, no boring lectures. We're talking the wild, the weird, and the what the hell really happened moments that shaped our world.
From revolutions to renaissance, from ancient queens to unsung geniuses, we bring you the stories that matter with a twist of comedy, culture, and community. So spark your curiosity and maybe something else. Lean back and let's get into some high history.
Welcome to High History. I'm Nick, your Liddy librarian, the flame and the fact checker.
And I'm Danny, your reefer ref, packing red and yellow, red and yellow, red and yellow.
My name is Mo. I am the timekeeper first of her name.
Whoop, whoop. Well, welcome to High History. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the great whatever. I got it. About the Great Tsunami of London in 1814.
Ooh, London had a tsunami?
A beer, yeah. So technically, it's the London beer flood. And
okay, so not like a ocean tsunami.
Oh, it was.
I love how Nick was like, yeah, a beer.
It's like beer, yeah. It's a rather large wave. So yeah, they classified it as a tsunami.
I feel like there was cartoons about this somewhere along the way.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
A beer flood.
That just sounds crazy, honestly.
All those frat boys out there are like, this sounds like heaven.
Right. Right.
Do me a bro.
Honestly, that kind of did happen at the end. So anyway, let's get into it. So the Napoleonic Wars had just ended. And
yeah, classic time.
Super classic time. So it's already pretty shitty, you know. And 1813 was actually the first time regular British common soldiers were given a tent. So I'm just trying to point out how crappy the conditions are that people are trying to get away from anyway.
So they just slept under the naked sky?
Yeah, under the elements.
Like a hedge night?
Yes, like a hedge night, yeah. So absolutely horrible conditions, super crappy wages. Just trying to give you an idea of what these boys are trying to get away from, right?
Right.
So we're going to go to the rookeries of London. A rookery is basically what we would call the slums, I suppose. It's just an area in a part of town where a bunch of people live, a lot of immigrants. Obviously, these slums are pretty bad.
So not the same as the rook on a chessboard.
Correctamundo.
Okay.
Have you guys ever seen any documentaries on the Whitechapel murders?
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen pictures of the area?
Yes.
Yes.
From a murder in the mystery boxes.
Right. So absolute poverty, a ton of booze, hen houses, air quotes. We know what those are. Just dirty, absolute crap conditions. Actually, the Whitechapel Rookery was pretty close to the rookery that we're going to be talking about, which is St. Giles Rookery.
And we should clarify, when we say crap conditions, we literally mean crap conditions because they literally threw their shit into the street regularly.
Correct. Yes.
Y'all literally know the way I feel about this.
Yes.
They just threw the bucket out and you had to watch your toes, mate. And they just tossed it out.
I mean, disgusting.
Or out the window.
I can't imagine the smell.
Oh yeah, over people's heads. Yeah.
Oh my Linda. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. So we're in St. Giles Rookery, and there are 2 to 3 families per house. Windows were covered with paper. There's trash everywhere. They're super overcrowded, and a lot of these homes had potato cellars or cold cellars that you would normally store your food in, but families lived down there because it was just poverty, mostly immigrants, Irish, lots of prostitution, destitution. And this is why men were running away from here to join the war, to live it outside in the nature with no tents and shit pay,
And this is why they went to Australia to go
Yeah.
fight the emus.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
This is why they got on the boat, y'all.
Okay.
They said, this sounds better. Let's just take our chances.
There's
Yeah.
a tropical island down under.
Let's do it.
Little did they
Fair,
know.
fair enough. Yeah. Each place has its own battles, man. Okay. So we're in London in the St. Giles Rookery at the end of it. The Horseshoe Brewery is owned by Sir Henry Mew, and he bought this brewery in 1810. And within a year, it was the sixth largest in London, producing over 100,000 barrels of beer each year, which is the beer that they produced is
All
porter.
right,
It's like
Mew, you are
dark
only the
black.
sixth largest.
Yeah, but also he's not as cool as the Mew from Pokemon, so it's okay.
Mewtwo or the original Mew?
OG Mew.
Okay.
Anyway, so the beer is porter, like dark black beer. It's kind of like stout Guinness. It's a little lighter than Guinness, right?
You're making me hungry.
Okay, so he's the sixth,
How'd you get
sixth largest,
About
right?
the beer.
So Henry installed these massive tanks or vats, about 10 to 15 of them in the brewery, and these suckers are 22 feet high. They were built out of wood, and they were strapped with these ginormica metal bands, kind of like a belt.
Wait, I have a
barrel
question.
belt. Okay.
So now that we did the Boston flood, right?
Righto.
Did they put manganese in the bands that went around these? Wait, this is also before the Boston flood, so they hadn't learned yet.
They hadn't learned yet, yeah.
Did they test it with more than 6 inches of water by chance?
I don't think that if they tested it with water, that would have done anything, because we're talking about beer fermentation, which creates gas.
Yeah.
Right. So
Like,
I mean, the water would
hot
have
air
done
balloon.
right. Water would have done nothing. Okay.
The same thing happened with the molasses. It expanded.
Yeah.
Fermentation.
Yes.
Exactly.
So that's what So what we're dealing with here. The beer got fermented in these tanks for up to a year. So there's plenty of, build up gas that we're working with.
Look at all that yeast.
Yeah.
You can make a whole sourdough bread with that.
Right.
Yeah, that's look. So each of those metal bands or the belts that I'm assuming they did not have manganese, I think they were steel. They weighed about 400 pounds each.
Oh, that sounds steely.
Yeah. Okay, so Monday, October 17th, 1814, at 4:40 p.m.,
always a fucking Monday.
I know. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. We're in the Horseshoe Brewery, right? George Crick, he is the storehouse clerk. He's walking through, doing his due diligence, checking up on stuff, seeing if anything is amiss. And he noticed that one of the bands had slipped down the vats.
Amiss.
He did not immediately say, panic. No. He just decided to leave a note because it was common that this would happen. So he's like,
"You're telling me that it's common these big old barrels just happen to lose their belt?"
Yeah, yes.
Just slip.
I was gonna say
slip in the
something.
nude.
Yeah.
No, not even that it happens, but that no one is causing
Worried.
like
how does
like
that
no one's ringing
happen?
the alarm about it.
Right.
That's so much fluctuation in the wood and the temperature inside of that jug.
Yeah. And yeah, so he just decided to leave a note for his partners to say, better get this fixed. Yeah. So yeah. 1 hour later, he hears a massive boom. And so he runs into the vat room, but all he sees from his side is beer that's kind of leaking out of one of the vats.
Did they try to paint it brown?
No, unfortunately they would not have been able to do that, because what happened was the bang was actually the band snapping, and it created such a chain reaction with all of the vats that all their bands snapped, and the boom was actually the pressure from those vats bursting, and it blew a hole out the back of the brewery, out of the brick wall.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it created a massive explosion that ruptured the backside of the vats and then blew out the back wall.
And it was probably like dominoes going from ring to
Heck
ring to
yeah.
ring. Like,
Yeah.
boom.
So it busted down this 25-foot brick wall in the back. And, these are bricks flying down into the rookery with beer, right? 320,000 gallons of porter pressured out that hole. It's like 2.5 million pints of beer.
Dude,
That's
those bricks
insane.
are like flying out of that hole. Those are lethal. They
Yeah.
probably cracked so many people.
Lethal, but also amongst beer, so they can't even see them coming.
No,
Can
because
they?
it's dark beer. It's like,
Right.
Oh no! So
flying
they
at
got
'em.
like bricks coming at them out of the air,
literally.
like
Yeah. So
dodging hail.
from the inside, it just looked like beer was leaking out of the front of the vats. But the backside, it came out so fast it created a 15-foot wave that just came barreling down into that rookery. It was a freaking beer tsunami. That is literally, yeah, it just swept through those slums. Like,
Was
just
surfing invented at this time?
I mean, just
honestly,
imagine you're like waking up or you're like going to the market or you're trying to go somewhere and then all of a sudden you like step outside your house and all of a sudden beer just
Yes.
like engulfs you.
wouldn't even know. I don't even know if they knew it was beer, because it's just brown. So how would you?
Well, they just think it's brown water or something.
Yeah,
They're like, what
water,
the hell?
either way.
So it's regular water to them.
Ooh, gosh, yeah.
Honestly, they drank more beer than water then because the water was so unfiltered and
Gross.
and bad. It had so many bacteria buildups and it caused cholera all the freaking time.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, that's
I
facts.
digress. Okay. Well, okay. So this beer tsunami flows through the rookery, right? It's going into these cellars, the root cellars where people are living. Mary Banfield, her daughter Hannah, and a friend were having a little tea party in their cellar home.
Oh no.
All the girls were swept out.
Oh no.
And unfortunately, they all passed. Down the street from them was a wake for a 2-year-old boy who had died the day before. They were holding the wake in another basement, so all 5 of those people passed away. Down the street, 3-year-old Sarah Bates got trapped in a basement and passed. And further down, this is horrible. All of them were horrible, but a barmaid, Eleanor Cooper, she's a teenager. She was at the tavern outside washing some pans in the yard, and the wave hit the tavern wall so hard it collapsed onto Eleanor because it just flew right into the brick wall and it fell right on her.
Yeah. So people drowned in beer
Uh-huh.
and got smashed by walls.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't like a massive death toll. 8 people still lost their lives. So obviously that is very sad, any loss of life. But they were all in the slums, Irish poor, just
The poor people.
Yeah, the poor
Always
people.
get the
So
raw
it's
end of the
only-
stick, man.
Only
Yeah,
3/5 of a regular life.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No factory workers died. But news of the beer flood did spread pretty quickly, and people were just showing up in the streets, like with grabbing buckets of beer, cups of
Yeah.
beer, free beer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, call your mother, call your brother, call your uncle, call your cousin, call your sister.
Exactly.
That's some beer.
Free beer.
It's beer. Free beer.
There were reports, this is just an urban myth, there were reports that one person died of alcohol poisoning, but honestly, that's just an urban myth. There's no facts, but it's just a fun fact,
I would be surprised if more people did it.
Right. So what's really messed up about this are the watchmen from the brewery, like none of these guys that got hurt, they started charging people to go see the busted vat. So whatever, I think it was a shilling or a penny, whatever that, it was like worth a penny, but that's what they were charging people to go in and see these busted vats. And then some of the relatives of the victims that had passed, they actually displayed and exhibited their bodies for funds too.
Is that like a trend?
I think that when you're in the slums anyway, to make money is a good way to make money, but I don't know. That's a wild question because I don't think I've ever been in a headspace to have to make that decision,
Because I'm thinking one, yes, it was wrong for them to charge for them to see the busted wall and the busted vat, rather.
Right.
But how much were they getting paid?
a fair, yeah.
And
they
also-
probably-
They were 100% wrong because nobody called attention to the problem before it exploded.
right.
But it's also like it seems at every point, like people were trying to figure out like how to survive this entire incident. And yeah, they could have, and if they were getting paid, you know, a livable wage or something, because it's like, what were they getting paid a livable wage? Were they
Probably
kind of
not.
were they living in the slums too?
Probably.
Also,
You know what I'm saying?
who was responsible? Like, what happened? What was the outcome? Where's the justice? Call Batman.
Well, I do want to
Who's
talk
blamed?
a little bit about instant karma because, so some of those family members that were charging people to come see their deceased family members, right? They kind of got instant karma because so many visitors came to see them that their floor collapsed and everyone fell into the bear-flooded cellar.
Oh my gosh.
And this is how they turned into the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Right. So the who's to blame? Nobody.
No, somebody.
Sir Henry Mew and his brewery were actually taken to court. But hear ye, the judge decided this is an act of God.
Oh my goodness. How much did Sir Henry Mew pay that judge to say that?
Exactly.
Honestly, I don't know. So
That sounds like a judge in pocket kind of situation to me.
And science is not an act of God, okay? They knew that yeast expands. They knew that's how they've made beer. The monks have made beer for how many hundreds of years prior? These motherfuckers knew.
Mm-hmm.
That's not an act of God. That is just their inability to crack a book, John.
Well, he lost the brewery essentially, but
poor baby, poorito.
Well, he didn't actually end up losing it. So 23,000 pounds lost in the brewery damage, which in today's money is about 1.25 million, 1.25 million pounds. But they were able to reclaim the excise duty that was already paid on the beer and granted 7,000 pounds in that time for insurance. So he didn't end up going bankrupt and he got money back essentially.
So he made money on the deal.
Exactly.
I don't know if he broke even or they don't really go into that, but he was able to get that excise duty paid back and then he got the $7,000 for insurance. So he probably broke even.
And what about the families that lost people?
Oh, nothing. They didn't get anything because it was an act of God. You can't give money out for acts of God.
Ay, Dios.
That's why I was like, that sounds like judge in a pocket behavior to me.
I'm sure there are judges in pockets.
God.
Yeah.
Who's to say it's an act of God? Can we attribute other things to being an act of God?
I think that's, well, I know it's positively, it is still a claim that it can be used on insurance.
I know. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess it's
what's the qualification as an insurance?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the qualification that you get to determine what is and is not an act of God?
Yeah, ping us on this.
Yeah. Do you know Alanis Morissette personally, or
exactly?
How was the hiring process?
Yes. So the Horseshoe Brewery brewed until about 1921 in that location, and then it was just too big for its spot. So that brewery was acquired by another brewery. And so in 1921, that Horseshoe Brewery building was sold, which turned into the Dominion Theater, which is still standing today. So if you want to go visit the original site of the London beer tsunami, it's where the Dominion Theater is.
It's wild to me that they put a plaque there to commemorate the actual brewery, but not the people that lost their lives. At least in Boston, the plaque commemorates the people that lost their lives.
Did you look it up? You saw the plaque?
No.
I don't think they have a plaque there. It's just the Dominion Theater that bought the building.
Okay, so that's even worse. There's not even a plaque.
I don't think there's a plaque. But
there's no memorial. No memorial.
Even my back molar has a plaque from the candy I ate last week.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, that's just insane. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the whole idea of a tsunami of beer is
Wild.
It's got to be heavy, right? Like it's got to be harder to swim in than water, and it's sticky.
that, I
Yeah.
keep thinking of all the things.
Yeah.
It's sticky. It's
And you're
like
breathing in the fumes of it, and it's carbonated.
exactly all of those
Like
things.
I don't know how hard would it be to swim in this?
Probably pretty difficult. Yeah.
I feel like it'd be
It's
really
not like
fucking hard.
it's not like you can open your eyes. It's not like you can see. It's not
Oh,
like
Yeah.
you
that
can
would
breathe in
that would hurt
anything.
so bad. Oh
And
my
you
god, that
have
would hurt.
bricks, and you have bricks coming at you, like you don't even know.
Yeah,
And
like
if it's
freaking
sweeping through
lava rocks.
houses, it's sweeping through houses, so it's taking out chairs and you
Like
know,
a landslide.
kitchen utensils. I'm sure there were some knives floating about. Some
Yeah, that's
knives,
so
you know?
scary. That's so scary. Amongst all the shit that's in the street.
Right.
That's it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that, but
Probably
it's the truth.
that probably did not smell any better.
Like, and then people coming back through to like fill their, pints up with beer that also might be like poopy beer,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
not
lot.
just that, but like all the people that were swimming in it, you're right, poop. It's from the street. Ew. They do say alcohol cleanses, but I don't think it does cleanse that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's just a lot. It's like body, like people's like dirt from their body and everything. It's like everything is in this beer. That's just like, I'm sorry. That's just disgusting. It's so disgusting.
I feel like people got so sick afterwards from drinking it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, it's in the streets, and we already talked about what's in the streets.
This probably led to the second dancing plague.
Exactly.
That's very
Hallucinations all over
possible.
the place.
That's very possible. There is no commemorative plaque for this. However, side note, there is a commemorative beer at the Holborn Whippet pub
Of course,
called
there's beer.
the Beer Flood Porter. So that is the commemoration. You get a beer named after you.
That you have to buy.
Cheerio.
That's so wild.
Talk about the cost of innovation.
Right. Rento.
Right.
Now we know that we need to certify people that build vats for beer and molasses. It cost us a lot to get here, people.
Yeah, a lot of lives.
But the companies didn't pay nothing. Crazy.
I can't even believe that.
That's
I could believe it.
right. Well, Nick, thank you for bringing us another really crazy. I mean, this is just wild. It's insane. It's crazy. Bricks and beer.
Yeah, bricks and beer. Bricks and
Bricks
beer,
and beer.
baby.
Sir Henry Mew. Damn
Yes.
you, Sir Henry Mew.
Yeah, Sir Henry Mew.
All right. So last thoughts about this episode, unless you got something else to share.
Stay classy, London.
Continue to be curious, chronically curious, as they say, and light it up so you can puff past.
Nice.
And listen, if you go by that, what's the name of the place that's named after?
The Horseshoe Brewery is now the Dominion Theater.
So if anybody goes by the Dominion Theater, please send us a picture of it because I want to see it. I want to see it like by somebody that's in there that took the picture. And
that has this story now behind there.
That has the story behind the picture. This is what I feel like we would love to see that. So feel free to share with us. And yeah, stay chronically curious. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of High History. We will catch you next week and see you next time. Bye.
Cheers.